Welcome to Work Unscripted. I'm your host, Marlo Lyons. I'm here to toss aside the corporate scripts for unfiltered truths. We are tackling real work challenges with no sugarcoating, providing you with the strategies to thrive and find fulfillment in your career. It's time to turn the page. It's time to be unscripted. Hey everyone, welcome back to Work Unscripted, the podcast where we ditch the fluff and get real about work, life, and the messy space in between. I'm Marlo Lyons, and today we're talking about one of the most searched and misunderstood topics of this time of year. We're talking about boundaries. Let me guess. Holidays, schmolidays. It's like the holidays aren't even upon us when you're answering emails from the couch, checking Slack while shoveling turkey and stuffing in your mouth, or fielding quick questions while you try to spend time with your kids or just breathe for a second. Maybe you're already dreading the passive-aggressive comment from a relative about not coming to every holiday gathering, or from your boss about not responding fast enough to an email you received at 8 p.m. while you're wrapping presents. So today's episode is how to reset, on how to set boundaries without feeling guilty, without shutting people out, and without burning out. Let's start with the basics. What are boundaries and why do they matter? The biggest misconception is what boundaries are. Boundaries are not walls. They are not rigid rules. Boundaries are healthy, intentional limits we put in place to protect our energy, our time, and our well-being. Think of them as your personal guideposts of what you will and won't allow in your space. At work, this might look like turning off email notifications after 6 p.m. At home, it might mean saying no to that third family event in a row. The reason boundaries matter is because without them, we say yes to everything, especially if you're a people pleaser. And what happens after that? As a recovering people pleaser, I can tell you what happens. You end up resentful, exhausted, or invisible. Boundaries give your yes meaning. They help others know how to treat you, and they keep you aligned with your values. That's a key point. Boundaries must align with your values. Here's where people get it wrong. They set boundaries based on what others expect, not what they value, which means what is important to you. If being present with your family is important to you, then checking your phone during holiday dinner violates your own boundary. If you value excellence, but you take on 5 extra projects because you feel guilty saying no, then you are overburdened and your performance suffers. You've just violated your own value. So ask yourself this: what do I need to protect in order to live and work in alignment with who I am, what I want, and what I need? Is it your focus? Your exercise time? Is it family time? Is it simply your peace? Start there. Once you know what your values are that you are protecting, that means what's important to you, then you can set boundaries. Setting boundaries does not mean disappearing or being difficult. It means being clear, kind, and consistent. Try these boundary setting phrases. I'm off that week and will reply when I return. I can help, but I'll need until next Thursday. I'm spending time offline with family this weekend, but I'll circle back on Monday. I don't check messages after 7 p.m. to preserve my personal time. You're not making excuses, you're stating your standards, and you are making sure the other person who is making a request of you that may violate your boundaries understands the boundary and when you will provide information. Just like you set expectations at the beginning of a project, that's what you need to do with boundaries. So if you're going on vacation or you have some time off, set an out-of-office reply with clear expectations. Communicate early and reinforce often. Tell your manager or your team, I will be offline from December 22nd to January 4th. If something urgent arises, please contact and put the backup contact. Otherwise, I'll follow up when I return. Before you say, well, people still contact me saying it's urgent when it's not. Well, urgent should be defined because to some, an unread email is a crisis. Set boundaries with clear definitions that hold up. For example, FYI, urgent means a client issue that will result in a loss of revenue or legal exposure if not addressed immediately. A system outage that halts operations or prevents others from doing their job. An approval needed to move forward on a time-sensitive project with a hard external deadline. A media or PR crisis requiring immediate response to protect company brand reputation. A personal emergency involving the well-being or safety of a colleague or family member. Also, pre-plan your re-entry. Block time on your first day back so you're not immediately thrown back into back-to-back meetings. Once you set the boundaries, it's your job to hold them in place. But they can be flexible. A little. Boundaries should evolve with your life, your workload, your energy levels. But if you shift them every time someone pushes, they're not boundaries. They're suggestions. The key is intentional flexibility. Maybe a true emergency means you log on briefly while on break. That's a conscious choice, not a habit. The key here is you make the call, not from guilt, not from pressure. Speaking of which, let's talk about guilt. That sinking feeling you get when you say no, or when someone reacts poorly to your healthy boundaries. Here's the truth on that. Their reaction is not your responsibility. Your job is to honor your limits. Their job is to adjust. You teach people how to treat you. If you always say yes, they'll expect yes. When you start saying no with kindness and clarity, the right people will respect you more, not less. So how to set those boundaries now? Well, first, audit your calendar for energy drains and eliminate them. Next, write an out-of-office message in advance that is clear on what you are available for and what you're not. And it's important to communicate your boundaries in writing via email as well, not just verbally, to your team, your cross-functional stakeholders, your boss, and anyone else who needs to know. And most importantly, stick to your boundaries, even if it's uncomfortable at first. Remember, boundaries are not about restrictions or walls. They are about intention. They allow you to give your best energy to the right things without guilt, without burnout, or regret. So if you're heading into the holidays feeling stretched thin, let this be your moment to choose differently, to set boundaries with clarity and purpose, to find peace and well-being without guilt. Thanks for being here. Set your boundaries, protect your peace, and make space for what matters most. If this helps you have a peaceful holiday season, or a peaceful vacation, or simply peace, share it with someone who needs to hear it too. And don't forget, take a minute to give me a rating and a comment. I always appreciate it. The journey is yours. Work Unscripted is produced and edited in partnership with the team at Palm Tree Podco and 21 Digby. The content for this week's episode was created by me, Marlo Lyons.